YouTube, capital G here, Duel Overload Update Part 2. You guys probably were just watching the Duel Overload video that had Jerome McHale. I, of course, was watching it as well. And man, there was a whole bunch of stuff revealed in this video. However, it was not a full spoiler. So shout outs to Fartfoot. There's still 100% a reason to watch your video. But Konami and Jerome McHale did spill some pretty important beans about this set and what's inside of it. I thought I would just go ahead and lead with power. As you guys can see, Infinite Impermanence is getting reprinted. This is huge because Jerome said basically if you're interested in playing any deck that revolves around traps like Altergeist or Paleo, this is a card to pick up. But we all know in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game, Infinite Impermanence is one of the most popular cards in all of competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! And I believe that it's still, even at its lowest price, around a $45 card. So if you're a budget player, you are spending over $100 on a play set. Now you should be able to get Infinite Impermanence and the same exact rarity as in Dual Power, and you should be able to get it a lot cheaper. So this is definitely a nice reprint, a card that, let's be real, probably isn't going to get power creeped anytime soon. And it's really nice because it just adds a lot of value to this set, and at the same time, it just gives players another reason to just go ahead and buy this set, because the budget players who don't have it now have access to it. So that was really nice. Going in to some other amazing dynamite reprints that Jerome McHale went ahead and revealed. Cyber Emergency. This one is amazing. It's probably the most expensive card that you're going to find in the Cyber Dragon deck. This card doesn't just search Cyber Dragons, but you can even search some other crazy things in the Cyber Dragon deck. And it's one of those cards like I usually don't like when you're trying to build maybe a deck that's like not tier 1, maybe like a tier 2-ish deck that has good potential. But then there's like a really expensive card, and it's a card that you have to play multiple copies of, kind of like Ancient Gears aren't tier 2, but Ancient Gears, if you ever want to build them, you have to get Ancient Gear Fusion, and it's like, man, do I really want to spend that much money on that card? Cyber Emergency, not quite as expensive, but around that same vein. It was a very expensive card. You played multiples of it, and now we're going to be able to get it a lot easier. Definitely going to be one of the chase cards of this set, in my opinion. If you ever had any aspirations of playing Cyber Dragons, but maybe you were kind of shooed away just because of the price, this does make it a lot easier to obtain. Magical Musketeers. I've had my Magical Musketeers for a very long time. Magical Musketeer Caspar has always been the expensive Musketeer, and he is getting a reprint as well as Starfire. If I'm not mistaken, I think that these were both short printed when they originally came out. I don't remember exactly what sets. I feel like these guys came out in the same set as like Sky Strikers, so maybe that was Dart Saviors. I'm probably wrong, but Magical Musketeer Caspar and Magical Musketeer Starfire both are getting reprinted, so that's definitely really nice. Magical Musketeers, like, they still have potential just because like Max is a ridiculous card and Max makes the entire deck, which is always pretty nice. But if you ever want to play Magical Musketeers, you now have the options instead of paying sometimes $20 per Caspar. More reprints we've got. So we knew Madoches were going to be in here because Konami explicitly just said Madoche cards were going to be in here. We did not know which ones, and now we do. Madoche Chocolate a la Mode. That was posted by the leaker on Facebook. Turns out it was true. I knew those leaks were 100% true. But we're also going to be getting Madoche Mageline. Now here's the interesting thing. I am not sure if this is it when it comes to the reprints for Madoches, because these are definitely the two most expensive cards in Madoche. Hell, I believe that Chocolate a la Mode at one point not too long ago, maybe a few months ago, it was like a $45 card, and it received buyouts even though the card was already like pushing $40. And Mageline, these are all cards from like Zexo. Actually, I think Chocolate a la Mode is from Cross Souls, but these are cards that are super old. I wonder if Madoche and Jelly is in here, because these are not the only expensive Madoche cards. I would say that we probably need an Angeli reprint as well, but Konami did show us these two. It's just I'm kind of crossing my fingers and I'm hoping that these are not the only ones, that maybe there is one more Madoche reprint, and that of course that reprint is Angeli. Everything else in Madoche you can pretty much get at a fairly like a fairly decent price. It's just with Madoche, not only did you need these cards, which were crazy expensive, you have to get 3 of all of these cards: Angeli, Mageline, and Chocolate Mode. And then I know that a lot of people do want to play Madoche because not only is it going to get significantly better in Master Rule 5, but Madoche is getting more support, like crazy good support in Eternity Code. So this will definitely be some of the search stuff for this pack. Also, they just showed off a bunch of other reveals. We've been talking about Phantasme. They have it as pretty much the cover card of this video, so that pretty much spilled the beans there. I think that this is going to be low-key. Believe me, I don't know if Konami knows how big this is. This ultra rare Swap Frog is going to be huge. I'm telling you guys, Swap Frog is only available in 2 rarities. Now, keep in mind, this is a card from Stardust Overdrive. This is a freaking 5Ds card, so it's like a decade old almost. And basically, if you weren't shelling out $100+ for the ultimate rares for Swap Frog, you were just stuck with commons. And the people who play Paleo Frogs are generally people who love the deck. A lot of them just have shelled out the $100. I was actually thinking, I was like, maybe I want to play Paleo Frogs this format, but I was like, I don't really want to spend $300 on a playset of frogs, but I also don't want to play commons. Now we have our happy medium. I would not be surprised if this was like, if this ended up being kind of, I'm not going to say expensive, but let's just say if this is $25 or $20 or something like that, don't be surprised, because every single Paleo player under the sun who doesn't have ultimate frogs is going to immediately try to get 3 of this, and I probably will as well, because it's just been such a long time since this card has been available, you know, outside of, well, no, it's always either been the common or the ultimate rare. Moving on, Konami actually revealed that we're getting TCG exclusive cards in this set as well. Now, this is crazy because this is something we did not know about at all. Konami told us that, you know, we were going to be getting some really nice reprints, we were getting a lot of Link monsters, but they never said anything about getting world premiere cards, and this is dope because you guys are looking at one of them. This is Trap Tricks Genlisa? I'm gonna say Genlicia. Yeah, I assume that that's the name. I'm probably mispronouncing it. I watched the video, but I guess I was too focused on the card when Jerome was talking. Anyways, this is a Trap Trick monster that allows you to tribute herself and then set 2 whole cards from your graveyard and or your deck. It has to be 1 from each, and then you can put them both on the field. Now, you do banish them when they leave the field, but I feel like that's not really a problem. I mean, I think maybe Konami might realize that, you know, Trap Tricks have a lot of potential, but they're still not being able to consistently top. In fact, I don't even think they're consistently like topping regionals or anything like that. So this could be one of those cards that it's like a powerful one-of. The only person that I see ever playing Trap Tricks is like Bortle. Pretty much Bortle's like the only one who really rocks with this deck. But to me, this seems like it could be a solid one-of, and it encourages players to play more trap holes. I know a lot of players only run like 1 or 2 trap holes, despite the fact that we have, you know, over a dozen trap holes. A lot of them are really good. This can let you recycle 1 from your graveyard and then also get 1 from your deck, and you can summon it straight from Trap Trick Sarah, so that does make it a lot easier. I don't think you want to summon this from Sarah during your opponent's turn, because it's not a quick effect. If this was a quick effect, oh my goodness, that would be nuts, especially if you could use the trap the turn you set it, but now I'm just wishful thinking. Overall, I think that this is a pretty solid card. They also revealed that we're going to be getting some anime-inspired cards as well. This one is called Enma's Judgment. It says, when your opponent special summons a monster or monsters, destroy it, then you can banish 5 zombies from your graveyard. This is optional, by the way. It says, and if you do, special summon 1 level 7 or higher zombie from your hand or deck. So this is an interesting card. It feels like, you know, it can stop, I guess, any type of inherent special summon. It can stop a pendulum summon. It can also, like, I guess, summon a zombie monster straight from your deck, but it doesn't have to be used with zombies. I kind of wonder how much this will actually see play. I mean, it's an interesting card, definitely. I don't know how easy it is to load your graveyard up with 7 zombies and then be willing to give all of those zombies up immediately to summon like a Baller Drock or something like that. Maybe if you were going to go for the new Elderic archetype, but those guys, it's only one monster in that archetype, so maybe that might not even work. But definitely an interesting card nonetheless. We also got a little more information on some of the other Link monsters that we probably could have anticipated. Konami did say that there are going to be 32 total Link monsters in this set. So basically, every Link monster that we just don't have in the game, like in the TCG, they're just shoving it in here. We got Raid Raptor, Wise Falcon, if I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's Raid Raptor, Wise Falcon, or Wise Falcon, Raid Raptor, Wise Strix. So yes, Raid Raptor, Wise Strix. This card is amazing. It has, in my opinion, the potential to make Raid Raptor a competitive deck because it allows them to do all sorts of crazy things like make True King of All Calamities and Cyber Dragon Infinity a lot more consistent. We also can turn this into the Samorg Link and pull the Wind Barrier statue out of our deck. This card is absolutely bananas. You guys can also see we have the Dark Lord Link monster a lot of people have been waiting for. We have the Black Rose Link monster, and then we have the Herald Link monster being shown here as well. We have another TCG exclusive card. This one is a spell, and it's kind of like a really rough around the edges, kind of like a skill drain type card for extra deck monsters, where if you and your opponent both have monsters special summoned from the extra deck, you negate the effects of all monsters that are special summoned from the extra deck, basically as long as this card stays face up on the field. And I don't think that this card destroys itself once those two once monsters from the extra deck have battled and they are destroyed. This card destroys itself as well. It's kind of weird. I like the idea of being able to negate all monsters special summoned from the extra deck because that kind of sounds like a floodgate that could be very powerful, but the problem is it requires you to have a monster special summoned from the extra deck too. So in a deck like Ultrageist, I guess it could be kind of achievable, but in the decks that really need floodgates, decks like Guru and stuff like that, they're not always able to get to cards from the extra deck. Same thing with a deck like True Draco, which this would work in True Draco, but it just kind of sucks that you have to have a card coming out of your extra deck. And then also Mayakashi getting a new trap card. Mayakashi has a trap that Jerome said he was kind of basing it on Card of Safe Return. Me being a Yu-Gi-Oh boomer, I heard Card of Safe Return and I was like, oh my lord, if they actually do something crazy. This card is similar to that, but obviously it's a much watered down version. It is not specifically designated for just Mayakashi, but it does work best with Mayakashi. It works when your zombie synchro monster is special summoned except from the extra deck, and then you get bonus effects like being able to draw a card or being able to inflict 800 life points to your opponent. So it's an interesting card. I don't really think it'll change Mayakashi all that much. If it worked on the extra deck, that definitely would have been something because Mayakashi can synchro climb so easily. But what do you guys think of all of this? And if you guys did not watch that video that Konami posted, I'll have it in the description of this video. I highly implore that you guys do. But this seems like it's going to be a way more exciting set than a lot of people, myself, even thought. I thought it was just going to be a whole bunch of Link monsters. I never expected us to get world premiere cards. I never thought Konami would just be like, oh yeah guys, here's Infinite Impermanence. Here's another $50 card that we know that you guys need. Also, Double Evolution Pill is in here, but not quite as important because all the competitive builds have dropped a Double Evolution Pill, so maybe it's not as important as they might have anticipated earlier. Anyways, whatever you guys think, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.